if you go to your system, put collab.research.google.com, collab.research.google.com. This is the cloud platform that I am going to use it. Okay. So if you enter, you need to log into your Google account. Okay. See, this screen will come. If you click new notebook, it will click a new notebook. I mean, it will open a new notebook. Okay, I have some predefined notebooks like some of the sample notebooks. So it's showing here. You can open those, or you can create a new notebook. Okay, let me create a new notebook. So here, this is your first screen from Google Colab, right? Here you will see untitled 0.ipynb. ipynb is Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so you can rename it like my taste or whatever, my first Python program based on your preference, right? Like say my first Python program and press enter. So what it will do is it will automatically save this file to your Google Drive. Okay, in Colab Notebooks folder, there will be a, if you create your first Colab notebook, it will save all the files to your Colab Notebooks folder. If you open your Google Drive, you will see a Colab Notebook folder, and you will see all the Python notebooks there, right? And if you want to, okay, let me show you it. So this is the folder like Colab Notebook, right? By default folder, and it will save all of your Python scripts. Okay. Now, can we create the Colab file or say Python notebook file in other drive, other folder? Yes. What you need to do is, suppose you need to go to that specific folder. You just right click, okay, from your right click, and then more. Okay, from more, you just create a Google Collaboratory. If you create like this, that particular notebook will be saved in this folder, specific folder. Got it right? Any question? So like this, you can create your first Google Colab file, and then you can open it. Okay. How to open a specific notebook? Suppose I am opening a specific notebook. If you open it, it will be like this. You just click open with Google Collaboratory. Okay. If you click this, it will open that specific file in Google Colab. Okay. See, this came right. Now let's start with our first notebook. Suppose this is the first notebook I have renamed as like one Python basics.ipynb, right? And like any programming, we need to start with our first statement, like how do we print hello, right? In Python, the print statement is like print and then first bracket and open bracket and closing bracket. Inside quotation, whatever you write, that will be printed. So suppose print of hello, let me execute. So once you write the specific command here, you need to press shift and enter together. So what it will do is it will run that specific cell as well as it will create a new cell. So shift, because I have new cell already, so it's going to the next cell. Okay. So print of hello. So it's printing hello. Okay. Now let me print in like print inside quotation. Today is Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday for India and Monday for US, right? I mean evening. So today is Monday, right? So you understood the print statement. That's how we print in Python, right? And suppose, how do we assign a value to a particular variable? So in Python, everything is object, okay? So when I'm talking about X, this is an object. So X equal to 20. So this is the assignment operator. So I'm storing 20 value to X. So x equal to 20. And then how to print that particular variable? Nothing but like print of x. Okay. And if you go here, it will show you the function like define print. Okay. And if you press shift enter, it will print the value 20. Why? Because we are storing 20 value to x, and then we are calling x, and we are printing the value of x, print of x, right? So it's printing the value of x as 20. Now, can anyone tell me, like, if I put like print and then of, okay, print inside quotation x, the same x, I mean, uh, symbol is same x, small x or capital X, and Python is case sensitive. Okay, so small x and capital X are different. So can anyone of you tell me, like, who does not know Python, from your intuition, what value will it print? What value, or I mean, what will it print? Can you tell me? Who does not know
Uh,
Python?
I think it will print only X.
Yeah, good point. I mean, when I have executed this line, many people say that okay, a 20 value will come inside quotation. Okay, like that. So just to confuse you, I printed this. You are right, actually. So inside quotation, whenever you are writing something, that value is a character and is no more variable. That value is a character and no more variable. So that means we are not calling this variable, but we are calling a character. Okay, like let's print it. See, it will print text. Now, what will it print? Print of x. What value will it print?
20.
Yeah, right. So now we are calling the variable without quotation. Now we are calling the variable. So you understood the difference, right? Inside quotation and outside quotation, when we have already some value stored in that variable. Okay. Now, let me tell you, like, if I would like to print like this, like my value, I mean, my number is, or the number is, or the value is, okay. So whatever statement you are going to be shown as an output, you need to write inside quotation. Okay. So the value is colon space, whatever you are writing here, that will be exactly printed as it is. Okay. And then comma, then x. What does it mean? Like first, it will print this entire line, and then after space, the value of x will be printed. Whatever value of x is, then it will be printed. So it will come like the value is colon space 20. Let's execute and let's see how it comes. Okay, the value is colon, then space, then 20. Okay. Now let's say if we want to take input from the user, right? Like in C language, we used to write, right? I mean, we used to take input from the user. Similarly, in Python also, we can create a function. I mean, we can create like this. There's a very small, easy syntax like x equal to input, and then inside of input, the text that you would like to get printed. This is just the text. Okay? Enter a number, colon, and then space. So if I execute this line, it will first print like enter a number, okay, and then it will blink and it will ask some number from me or from you if you run it in your system, right? Let's see. Okay, so enter a number inside a text box. The cursor is blinking. You need to put some value. Okay, okay. So once you give the value, automatically that value will be stored in X. Okay. Now, okay, let me clear. I forgot to clear the. Okay. Let's say, let's run again. Okay. Now, if I put print of X, earlier I had value of X as 20. Now I have taken a user input and I have given 100, and that 100 has been stored in X. Okay. So print of X, now if I put, what value will come? 20 or 100?
100.
Yeah.
100.
Yes, because you have updated.
Existing.
Okay. Existing. This is existing and you have updated. So print of X equal to 100. Yeah, good. Bhavan BPS, right. Now, in Python, you can do some normal operations like mathematical operations like 20 minus 10, like calculator. If you execute it, it will give you 10. 20 plus 10, it will give 30. Okay, 50 star triple hundred, I mean triple one means multiplication. This star means multiplication. Okay, this 50 by 3 means this is the division operator. So whatever value you get as it is. Okay, 16.67. If you divide 50 by 3, then 16.67. If you take till two digit, right? Now let's say x equal to 50, y equal to 3. We are taking two assignments and we are storing 50 value to x and 3 value to x, 3 value to y. So print of x by y, like this also you can put. So print of two variables at a time and x by y. Directly you can put inside print. So what it will do is it will divide x by y and then it will print. Let's see. So 50 by 3 is 16.67. Okay. Before I move forward, let me tell you something like why Python is important for all of us and why Python should be chosen as the first programming language. Okay. When I studied BSc MSc, that time R was the best programming language for statistical data analysis. Okay, that time Python was there, but it was not considered to be a program for analytics at least. Okay, it was mostly used for generic programming language. So R had a lot of issues actually. Like R was the best software because a lot of scientists used to contribute and still used to contribute regularly. Okay, that's why R is the most powerful. If you talk about scientific research, right? So R is still powerful. R is the best actually. But there are some issues like say memory issues. Okay, and R is very difficult to learn actually. Okay, so because R is based on uh, I mean NCC, right? So R is very difficult to remember. Also, there are lot of packages. Okay, and it's difficult to learn. So slowly we moved forward from R to Python because Python is the easiest language. Trust me. I mean, if you are say a starter, okay, Python is the easiest language. If you know English, I mean, you can quickly understand, right? The syntax is the fun functions. Uh, yes, we can do X by Y directly instead of print. You can check it. I'll show you. And so Python is better than R in terms of memory management. Python is better than R in terms of its generic usage. Like Python can be used for web development. Python can be used for game development. Python can be used for machine learning activities. Python can be used for any generic programming. Okay, IT software development, application development, as well as machine learning model building, as well as text data mining. I mean, text mining problems, as well as deep learning problems. I mean, Python is a purely generic programming, and Python is supported by mostly all the programming languages and platforms. I mean, you can create APIs, and those APIs can be accessed by any programming language. So these many advantages are there in Python, and Python, above all, is the number one programming language for machine learning across the whole globe right now. Okay, that's why we need to learn Python. Now you asked me like, can we code x by y? Yes, we can code x by y also, and we can execute it. It will give the same value, 16.67. Okay, and then print x star y. That means 50 into 3, so 150. Print x plus y, 50 plus 3, so 53. 50 minus 3, that means 47. Okay, okay. You know this already. X equal to 50. Print of x, right? Okay. Now let's say if you want to put some if condition. Okay, so these are called conditional operators. If, else, if. Okay, now let's say x equal to 50 and y equal to 40. Now we are putting a condition. Now remember one thing, you'll see this line starting from not from here but from here, this position. Okay, this is because Python is indentation oriented. Okay, So indentation oriented, because these are considered like a block, so it's very easy to understand. Unlike other programming languages, it's by default oriented and it's mandatorily indented, because if you miss this indentation, it won't run. I'll show you. So let me run some condition like if y greater than x, and then you need to put colon. Okay, for any condition, those things you need to put colon. And once you press enter, the next line will start from here, not from here. It has some reason. I'll show you why it's coming like this. Now I'll print y is greater than x. Okay, y is greater than x. If y greater than x. So can any one of you tell me, like here I have taken value of x as 50, y equal to 40. What will happen if we execute this? What will happen? What will it print? Those who do not know Python, please.
It won't
What will
print
be the
anything.
output? Yeah, good. Very good.
It will come out of loop.
Yes, very good. Yes, it will come out of loop, because it will check whether y greater than x. If it is y greater than x, then only it will print this one. Otherwise, it will come out of loop. So let's execute this. See, it executed without error, but it did not give any print. Now let me give like x equal to 50 and y equal to 60. What it will be printing? Now it will check the condition and 60 greater than 50. So this statement will be printed. See, y is greater than x. Okay. Now let me delete one, just the backspace. Okay. So I'm maybe one space or say here. If I execute this, it will give error. And the error is in Python, the error are very informative. The error, I mean, by seeing the error itself, you'll come to know where is the problem. So expected an indented block. See, very clear cut indentation error. It shows that it's the indentation error, and the error description is expected and indented block. And here we have not given indented block. Even if you give single space, that also won't work. I mean, it worked actually anyway. So basically, the indentation will be, if you press enter, automatically it will be considered. So no need to worry. Okay. And I'll show you. As we move forward, I'll show you. So y is greater than x. Now let's see y x equal to 40 and y equal to 30. Okay. Now we'll put one more condition, elif. In Python, else if condition is like elif. Okay. So if y greater than x, let's say print y is greater than x. Okay. And if you press enter, this is again coming from this line. Okay. Now if you need to put elif, you need to come out of this indentation. So you need to start from here. That's why we have moved. I mean, we have written elif here. Okay. Remember this indentation. Okay. Elif x equal to y. This is comparison simple. Why we are putting double equal to? Somebody can ask me. So when you are putting double equal to, that means comparison operator. If you are comparing, and it only single equal to means direct assignment, right? Here we are not assigning. We are just comparing x with y. That's why double equal to symbol. Okay, and then colon, and then enter the same indentation. Print x is equal to y. So what will happen here? Anyone who does not know Python, from your intuition, what will it be printing? Somebody
Out of the
says
loop.
y and x.
Out of the loops and nothing it prints.
Yeah, nothing happens, right? So see, first it will check if y greater than x. Y greater than x. No, it's false, right? So this coming out of this, then it will check L if x equal to y. That is also not true. So it will come out of this loop. So it will come out of both the loops, both the conditions. So no conditions will be executed. So it will be giving blank output. Okay. Now let's see x equal to 70 and y equal to 80. Okay. And I will put another condition, else, the final condition. So the structure of if else condition in Python is like if some condition colon, then statement, then elif some other condition, then print. Okay. And finally else. Okay. Print y is less than x. Now can any one of you tell me what it will print? Y equal to 70, or say let me put it like y equal to 90, and x equal to 90 and y equal to 80. So what will it print based on these conditions?
Y is less than
Y is less
X.
than X.
Yes. How it's working? Like initially it will check y greater than x, no, false. Then it will move to elif condition, x equal to y, no. Then it will move to the last statement and it will print y is less than x. What will happen if x equal to 80 and y equal to 80?
Y equal to X.
Right, y is equal to x, because this condition is false, but then it will move to this condition. This condition seems to be true because both the value are same, so it won't move here, it will be printing directly here and it will come out of this loop, last loop. Okay, that's about if else condition in Python. Now let's see how for loop works. You all might be knowing about for loop.
Avinash,
Yeah,
sorry to
sorry.
interrupt. I have one doubt. So let's say I don't have two conditions. I just have one condition. So let's say if I want to pair if one condition and then directly else, can I do that? Or if always has to pair with L if?
No, that also you can do. So let's check. Okay.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
This was your question, right? Okay. So it works
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Always
Thank
try
you.
from your own. Okay. So the best thing for learning is whenever you have some queries, you also try to execute from your own, and your learning will be faster and your learning will be forever. Okay. So good. So let's move forward with for loop. So like in C language or Java programming, any programming languages, for loop is also there in Python. I'll tell you the syntax. But why loop is important? Okay, loop is important when you want to do some repeated tasks. Okay, repeated operations for all the values or all the say values of a data set, or say columns of a data set or rows of a data set. That time for loop we apply. Okay, uh, I mean for loop or while loop, because we want some same operation for all the values. So instead of writing the same operation multiple times for all the values, we just create a single for loop and that takes care of the same operation for all the values, right? That's why for loop is important. Now let me show you how Python works and what's the syntax. So it works like for val. This val is, don't worry, this is the value that you are putting. I could put I also, I could put k also, I could put n, whatever. I mean nm, I could put j, I could take z, etc. Let me put for I in range 21 for I. Okay, let me put first 20. Okay, remember in Python the last observation is skipped. I mean it works like closed bracket and open bracket. You might be knowing, whoever has studied mathematics. Closed bracket, open bracket means, closed bracket means first value will be taken like 0 to 20, but open bracket is 20 excluded, so it will take like 0 to 19, not 20. Okay, so let's execute this. And okay, again colon, and then you need to enter, then print of I. So print this I. If I would have used val, so I should have put val here also. You got it right? Let's execute it. So what it does is, okay, let me explain you how it works. So for val in range 20, then print val. Okay, initially I is 0. So this range starts from 0 and finishes at 19, 0 to 19. So I is 0. So print 0. Then it goes again and that takes the next I. Next I is 1. Then it prints 1. Then it again goes to third I is 2. Then it prints I equal to 2. And it moves till it is the 20th position, the 20th index. So 20th index is value is 19. So Python index starts from 0. Remember this. This is very important. Python index, I mean 0 to 19th index. Okay, so that's how it varies. 0, 19 values. Okay, so that's how for loop works. Any question?
Hi, Abhinash, this is Sukanya. I have one more question. So if there is a condition that if I want to start from 1 instead of 0, so here we are not declaring any val is equal to 0, right? So
Yeah,
it's
good
by
point.
default, it starts from 0.
Yes, that's
So
that's the
how I
Python
have to?
specialty. Yeah, that's the Python specialty. You can put in range also, like, okay, 1 comma 2. Okay, here it will have what will happen is it will take from 1. Got it?
Okay. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, 1 to 19. Now, if you would like to say print till 20, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. If I want to keep the range as, so if I want to skip, so instead of 1 plus plus, or in 1 2 3, instead of I want 1 3 5, like that. So how to do?
Yeah, let's see range 1 comma 20 comma 2. Okay, so 1 3 5 7 9 11 13 15 17 19. It's I'm skipping two. I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah.
2 steps. Step equal to 2, step equal to 3, 1 4 7, step equal to 5,
Yeah, got it. Yeah. Thank you.
1 6 11 16. Right? Why 16? Because next value 16 plus 4, or say if it's 4, so 20, and 20 value I said it won't be included, right? Because it's the open bracket. That's why it's not giving 20 value. If you need 20 value, you need to put 21 here. Okay, sorry, I given 4 here. That's why. Okay, yeah. No, I thought I have given 4 step. That's why. Okay. If you give 4 here and if you give 21, it will come. Yeah, and 17 plus 20 is 21. So if you get 22, it will come 21. 21. You got it right, all of you?
Correct.
So 1, 5, 9, 13, 17, 21. The last value is 21. Remember, though we have put 22, but since it is an open bracket, it won't consider 22. So last number minus 1 is the last number. I mean, the number mentioned minus 1 is the last number. That's about for loop. Now let's move forward with while loop. And you are right, actually, in C language, in Java programming, right, we need to assign something before calling that variable. But Python is super easy. See, we are not assigning this value. Okay, earlier, I mean, we are not putting 0, etc. In C programming, we need to assign, right? Unless until you assign, you can't call a variable name randomly. It will throw an error. But Python takes care of those things. And Python also, remember, so far I have not mentioned any data type, right? So even if you do not mention data type, Python takes care of it automatically. It takes care, like, either it is int 64, okay, int 32, or say float. It takes care automatically. You do not need to mention also. But if you know C language, in C language you need to mention, like, whether it's an integer or those things, float, etc. Right? So what about while loop? In while loop, putting this initial value is mandatory. Otherwise, it will be an infinite loop. Okay, I mean, this is mandatory, and also val plus 1 equal to mandatory, because if you don't give this statement, it's an infinite loop. I don't want to show you. You can test it, like, you just keep this line val plus equal to 1. It will be an infinite loop. I'll tell you why. So let me take an initial value of val equal to 1, while val less than equal to 10. See, remember, in for loop, like, we used to, like, in range, etc., right? In while loop, we are putting less than equal to condition. So obviously, there should be some lower range of val, right? So that lower value is 1. And then while val less than equal to 10, print val. Okay, if I don't give this val plus equal to 1, what will happen is it will always be 1, and this condition, this both condition will be run for lifetime. I mean, infinitely. Okay, unless until you stop it, it will keep running. That's why you need to put, like, val plus equal to 1, so that this condition gets successful till 10, and once it is 11, it comes out of the loop. Got the logic? So if you put val plus equal to 1, what will happen is next value will be 2 and 2 less than equal to 10, so it will be printing 2. First value is 1, so 1 print 1, then it will move val plus equal to this. Okay, remember plus equal to means val equal to val plus 1, plus equal to means val equal to val plus 1, minus equal to means val equal to val minus 1, star equal to means val equal to val star 1, I mean multiplied, and val slash equal to means val equal to val divided by something 1 or 10, whatever value you put here, right? Now in next step is 1 equal to 1 plus 1, so 2 less than equal to 10, so it will print 2, then it will go here 2 plus 1 3, then it will print 3, and like this it will continue till 10, so 9, and then 9 plus 1 equal to 10, and once it is reaching 10 it will print first, print 10, and then it will increase 10 plus 1 equal to 11, right? Then again it will go back to this loop, then it will check this condition is no more satisfied, so it will come out of the loop finally, and you can get value from 1 to 10 printed. So let's execute this. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now let me, okay, in Python how can you comment this hash? You can comment this entire line. Now let me put it, I don't know, it may hang also. It will be an infinite loop. See 1 1 1 1 1 1 because this value was 1. If you want to stop it, this is an infinite loop, it's running. If you want to stop it, just click here, interrupt execution. Okay, got it, right? Okay, so you understood for loop and while loop. Now let's write a program to find a prime number, okay, using these conditions, whatever you have learned so far. So what's the concept of prime number? Can any of you tell me what's the concept of prime number? Prime number is nothing but if it is divided by only that number or 1 and no other divisors. Okay, that number is a prime number. I mean, it can be divided only by that number and 1 and no other divisors will be there. So let's implement that logic. First, I'm taking num equal to int. Int means integer value of this user defined input. Okay, input of enter a number. This value must be integer. I mean, we are expecting that you will give an integer number. That's why int, right? Int means integer. Now I'm going to put a condition like if num greater than 1. Why num greater than 1? Because 1, we know that 1 can divide any number, right? So that's why it should be starting from greater than 1. Then for I in range 2 comma num. So what we are doing is we are taking 2 till the number and we are checking whether each of these values can divide that number num. Okay, so if num, this is modulo operator, okay, this gives remainder, okay, I, that means this I which is taking values from 2 till num and it's dividing num by that I, okay, if equal to 0, the remainder equal to 0, then print that num is not a prime number, right? I mean, if I find some number, so this num means num minus 1, remember this num means num minus 1, so this I will take value from 2 till num minus 1, not num. Then print num is not a prime number because if I find some divisors from 2 to num minus 1, obviously that number is not prime. Okay, now what I'm going to do is here I'm putting break. Break means if I find a divisor and if I'm printing, then I don't want to check the condition any more time because one divisor is fine. I mean, one divisor is fine to claim that that number is not a prime number, right? That's why I'm putting a break. I want to come up with the entire loop. Okay, this will keep continuing till num minus 1 and else. Okay, I mean, suppose it did not find any divisor, so num divided by 2, remainder equal to 0, num divided by 3, remainder equal to 0, num divided by 4, remainder equal to 0, num divided by num minus 1 divided equal to 0. If all conditions are false, found to be false, then we are printing num is a prime number. else num is a prime number. Got the logic? First, we are taking I one value which is taking value from 2 to num minus 1. Okay, this num means num minus 1 or ideally. And if num divided by that value equal to 0, that means remainder equal to 0, that means this I can divide num. If any I which is varying from 2 to num minus 1 can divide num, then it's not a prime number. And after getting all the statements as false, that means if we don't find any divisor, then finally I'm printing print num is a prime number. Okay, so let's execute this code now. So initially this will be printed num equal to int input enter a number. So enter a number, say 7. Okay, 7 is a prime number or not? Okay, 7 is a prime number because 7 can be divided only by 1 and 7 only. It cannot be divided by 2. It cannot be divided by 3. It cannot be divided by 4. It cannot be divided by 5 and 6. Num minus 1 is 6. Right? So it cannot be divided by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why 7 is a prime number. Got it? Now again, run the code. Let's say put 9. 9 can be divided by 3, right? All of you know. So 9 can be divided by 1, 9 can be divided by 9, and 9 can be divided by 3 also. That's why 9 is not a prime number. Okay. What will happen is if you consider this loop, first my value is 9. So 9, if 9 greater than 1, yes, 9 greater than 1. For I in range 2 to 9, that means 2 to 8, and then 9 by 2 equal to remainder 0. No. 9 by 3 remainder equal to 0. Yes. This condition is satisfied at the second chance itself. And that's why directly we are printing the num, that means 9 is not a prime number. And then my loop is getting satisfied, so I'm breaking it. Okay, it's coming out of the loop. And then I'm getting print like 9 is not a prime number, which is coming from this print statement. So we are putting num, comma. This is also, by this way also you can print it. Okay, first you can put number, the value, whatever is stored in num, it will come here, and then space, okay, is not a prime number. So that's how you can calculate a prime number. Okay. 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 Now say these are some of the operators, right? 9 modulo operator 4. This is remainder. Okay. 11 modulo operator 3. This is remainder 2, right? 2 is the remainder, right? 11 divided by 3. What is the remainder? 2. And then 3 star 5 means 3 to the power 5. 3 star 5 means 3 to the power 5. So double star means to the power, like hat in R. Okay. And if you put double slash, okay, it gives 3. Okay. If you put double slash, it gives 3.
What is that
Okay.
meaning for double slash?
Yeah. Yes. Basically, like the maximum divisor, like so 3 into 2 is 6, right? So the 3 value, the quotient actually. Okay. Quotient and remainder, right? So remainder is like whatever is remaining after division, and quotient is like the result of the division. So this is the result of the division.
All right, got it.
And the remainder is 1. Okay. So here x plus equal to, this is together. This you can't give any space. Okay, this is together. If you give space, that's an error. So remember that in Python, it's plus equal to together. I think in C you can give space, if I remember. I mean, I coded long back in 2000 till 2006 or so, 5 or so. And plus equal to together, that means x equal to x plus y, x plus 1. X star equal to, that means x equal to x star y. X slash equal to, That means x equal to x by y. Okay. Now you got it right. These are the operators for adding some constant value to that value itself. Now let's say talk about logical operators. So there are logical operators like and, or, etc. Okay. Let's say we are putting some value 10 in x and 6 in y, and we are writing this condition x greater than 5 and y less than 5. Okay. What is happening is if we put and, what will happen if both conditions are to be found to be true, then only it will be true, otherwise it is false. If you put and operator, that means both side and this side also, this condition also should be true, this condition also should be true, and then if both the conditions are true, then it will be giving true. Since we have taken x equal to 10, so x greater than 5, x greater than 5, yes, x greater than 5, 10 greater than 5, and y less than 5, 6 is not less than 5. So this is found to be true, but this is found to be false. So true and false means false. Similarly, false and true means false. False and false means false. Only true and true would have given the output as true. Got it right? Any question? Any confusion? Okay. Now let's see x greater than 5 and y less than 10. X greater than 5, yes. Y less than 10, yes. 6 less than 10. So both of this condition is true here. So let's execute this. Let's execute this. This is true because this is also true. This is also true. So true and true means true. Okay. Now if I put in place of and, if we put or, like x greater than 5 or y less than 5. When you are putting or, if at least one of them is found to be true, then the output will be true. At least one. I mean, if this is true, false, then also true. If this is false, true, then also true. If this is true or true, then true. Okay. So let's execute this. Since x greater than 5, yes. Though y is not less than 5, but since this is true, so true or false is true. Okay. Now negation. Negation is like whatever condition will be here, not means it is opposite. If it is false, not false means true. If it is true, not true means false. Okay. Now can any one of you tell me, whoever does not know Python, what will be the output of this? Not x and considering this value 10 and 6. What will be the output of this? Quickly. Quick. I mean, anyone?
It will display false.
Okay, explain, please.
It's x greater than 5 is true,
Okay,
and
then,
y less than 5 is true, and if it is
yes.
not, it's displaying the opposite one.
But y less than 5 is not true, right?
Oh, sorry.
Why is it?
Yeah, I'm just thinking of
true.
what. Yeah,
True.
yeah. Then in that case, it will display true. Yeah,
It will be true or false?
true.
Yeah, good. So how it's working is x greater than 5 is true and y less than 5, this is false. So first, this logic is like true and false is false, and not false means true. So let's execute this. Not false means true. Okay. Now let's execute this. Not x greater than 5 and y less than 10. So here both statements are found to be true. Okay, so true and true is true, but not true means false. False. Okay. Now let's say another operator is. This is also comparison operator, like x is y. That means x equal to y. This works like x equal to y. X is y means x equal to y. And obviously 50 and 40 are not equal, so x is y will be false. X is not y. X is not y. Yes, x is not y. 50 is not 40, so it will be true. Okay. Some of the operators like ampersand is and, pipe is or, not equal to is not equal to. Okay. Now, finally, for the day, for now, let's see what is user defined function in Python. First of all, why user defined function is important? Sometimes, suppose you need some functionalities, and that functionality need to be repeated in your whole program. Sometimes you may need it locally inside the program. Sometimes you may need it globally. Globally means outside that program also. So what we do, those functionalities we create using a user defined function, and we just need to call that user defined function, and so that we can get the same functionalities or same outputs repeatedly without writing the whole lot of lines to again. Just by calling that function, we can get it directly. Let's show. I see some chats. Let me see. So let's see how to create user defined function in Python. So Python, the process is like def means define, okay, space your function name. Here I have put multi. You can put any any name as per your own choice, but one suggestion is do not give some function we name like whatever functions is available in Python, like say, do not give like numpy or pandas, etc. Okay, those are Python libraries, but otherwise you can give it. So multi, suppose I am passing two parameters, x comma y. So this is means I am passing two parameters. Okay, these are input parameters for a function multi. Okay, and then inside the function I'm doing some operations. What operations? Again, remember that I told you that we need to put colon as per the Python standard, and c equal to x star y. That means I'm creating a new value which is multiplication of x and y, and then I need to return. Okay, so return c. This is the user defined function. If I execute it, this function got executed. Now I can call this function, and at the time of calling this multi function, c multi, I need to give two parameters, 2 comma 3. Okay, because these are two parameters without any default assignment. I'll show you how to assign default values. If you call multi 2 comma 3, what will happen?
It'll ask you for two values.
The value will be 6, because what is going internally is first going here to x equal to 2, y equal to 3. So c equal to 2 into 3, and return c, return 6. So return 6, 6 came. Okay. Now let me tell you how to assign some default values of some parameter. Okay, let's see. Define my function. Well, this is my name. It's called give any name as per your choice. X comma y comma z. I'm using three parameters here, but I'm giving a default value of z equal to 2, say, just for example. And then I'm using c equal to x plus y together into z and return c. Let's execute this. You know what will happen? If I call this function, this 2 comma 5, I'm giving the input parameters, but I'm not giving any input parameter for z. Why? Because there is some default assignment already. I could give also. I'll show you that also. But if you don't give, the default value will be considered. But you can give also other value. So 2 comma 5. That means 2 comma 5, x equal to 2, y equal to 5, z equal to 2, and put this here. 2 plus 5. 7 into 2, 14. Okay. Now let's say, okay, sorry, okay. By this plus code, you can create a new line, okay, in between. Now let's say my function, okay, I'll put 2 comma 5 comma 7. What will happen? Tell me. This 2 will be replaced by 7 because I'm specifically putting the value of z, 7.
Existing.
Yeah, existing. So 2 for x, 5 for y, 7 for z. So 2 plus 5, 7 into 7. So it will be 49. Got it, all of you? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, yeah, now Python has, good. Now Python has some function like min, max, etc. Directly you can calculate the, you can come up with the minimum of those three values. So define minimum of 3 parameters xyz c equal to mean of xyz. This is minimum. Return c. If you execute this, if you write minimum and pass these 3 values, 5 for x, 10 for y, 1 for z. So minimum of 5, 10, 1 is 1. So your output will be 1. Similarly, max, define maximum xyz c equal to max of xyz, return c. Let's execute this and call the function maximum 24, 25, 50, or say 25, 24, 50, 25. So out of these three, max of xyz is max of 24, 50, 25, which is nothing but 50. So 50 will be executed and 50 will be returned. So we are getting value of 50. Okay. Now last assignment, like say, you know, like how we calculated the prime number. Now since you know user defined function, I ask you that, okay, write a function for me, and using that function you should be able to allow a user defined number, or say I mean, if you want to call the function and give the number, and then that function itself should return whether it's prime number or not prime number. So how to do it? So define prime number of some number, then I'm putting all the conditions here inside the function. If num greater than 1, for I in range 2 comma num, if num percentage I mean this is modulo operator, will give remainder equal to 0. Same thing, whatever I coded earlier, this entire thing I coded inside a function. So now I do not need to run this repeatedly. If I run this once for the whole session, I mean till your program will be coding, this function can be callable. And if you call prime number of 7, that means directly it's calling this prime number function. So prime number 7 is a prime number. Prime number of 9 is not a prime number. Got it? That's all for the day.